that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, here. I'm who I am. You're a drug dealer. I work in a bank, okay? Okay, now, you have money that you have to have laundered. What do you do?
I bring it to you.
Uh-uh. He does.
Me? I don't understand. Why me? Who am I?
Okay, I'll tell you. You're a courier. You work for him.
I'm the drug dealer.
Right. Don't you have plates? Here, come on, what is this? Come on, guys. Okay, I deposit the cash into the account of a dummy finance company. Now, then I issue you a cashier's check in his name, minus a small commission for myself. Okay, the sprinkles in the other hand.
Like Brady?
How much?
2% standard. Now,
Not bad, Leo. Pretty prosperous, huh?
okay. So, you give it back to me as collateral on a loan that I make to you. But you don't pay back the loan. You keep the money.
How's that work?
How's what? That's it. Don't you get it? It's your money. You don't pay it back. It's yours.
Yeah.
And it's cleaned. It is now laundered. Your cops aren't too bright, are you? Okay. Here. This is the best part. You got it? You take a tax deduction on interest payments that you don't even make. Am I an innovator? Am I a genius?
You're a swindler.
Cheat.
Come on. Everybody cheats a little bit. Look at the Pentagon. Okay, so you got it?
Congressman, I want to ask you one question. I haven't heard anybody explain this. AIG, the insurance giant, the Treasury gave money, right, to AIG.
All right.
We bailed them out. We think that somehow or another the Fed is funding. So it gave it to AIG. And then what happened was AIG was getting pressure, you got to pay some of this money back. So what they did is they took two companies and sold them to pay this money back that they got back from the Treasury. So they took that money from the sale and they gave it back to the Treasury. But what they sold these two companies to is the Fed. This circle here of money just being flushed in a giant circle seems like I don't know, something you would go to prison for if you tried this in the private sector. What's going on here, Congressman?
Well, shenanigans, and that really makes the point of why we need to audit and find out what the Fed does. Also, some of the banks are paying it back. They don't want any restrictions on salaries and other things. So all of a sudden, they're very rich and they're putting money back. But what they're probably doing is borrowing money through the discount window at less than 1%. And, you know, it's a carry trade. They put their money in a treasury bill or something else, making 1% or 2% more. And all of a sudden, the banks have regained all those losses. But like you say, they churn this, and it's literally money coming from the Fed, which is indirectly coming from the taxpayer.
Cleaned. It is now laundered. Okay. Here.
Play the Ben Bernanke thing here again one more time. This is when he was asked by Congressman, are we going to monetize our own debt? Here's what he said.
Will the Federal Reserve monetize this debt?
The Federal Reserve will not monetize the debt.
Okay. What that means is, let's just say my two hands could talk to each other, and this hand says 1, 2, 3, 4. Gee, I've only got $4 left. I need $4. And he talks to my other hand, and I go, oh, I'll give you $4. And he takes $4 and gives it to this hand. Thank you, now I have 8. No, you don't. Your hands are tight. You're moving it from one pocket to another. That's not real. Especially if this hand is on a printing press. They said they wouldn't do this.
Right.
Did I explain that right? I mean, in a very simple term.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we're talking hands. Show me these two pieces of paper here. Remember, Ben Bernanke, you want to talk about, oh, there's no corruption whatsoever. No corruption whatsoever, right? No, we can trust the Fed. We won't monetize the debt. Tell me what this is.
Okay, well, here we have a Treasury auction of a bond, and where do we have it?
Type of security.
Right, the type of security, 7-year note.
Okay, and this was July 30th, 2009.
Right.
This is the bond number?
That's the number, that's when it's being sold.
Okay, so that's the Treasury coming out and saying, we have this stock in America, and we're going to sell it for this amount.
Right.
And I believe it was about almost $5 billion. And we're going to sell it for this amount.
Right.
And then you're going to give us the money.
Right.
Okay? All right. That's the sale, July 30th.
Right.
This is the next month, just a few days later, Tell me what this is from the Federal Reserve of New York.
Right, now this is the Federal Reserve, not to be confused with the Treasury Department.
Got it.
Okay, the Federal Reserve buys different pockets. This is the two hands talking to each other. They end up buying this from a middle party, the public, who held it just for a couple of days, sold it here. How did they get the money? They printed the money. So what happens, and this is really the scary part for America, is that the more they print this money, it goes back into this little crack here, the public. And that's the money supply, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's artificial money.
Right.
And that eventually leads to inflation.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons gold is near an all-time high.
Okay, so now, just so you understand, America, this is, no, we're not going to, we won't buy our own debt. Look, we're selling them to somebody, okay? They sell it. We sell it to a third party, and then the Fed comes back and says, hey, there's $5 billion of Treasury, same number.
Well,
same number.
What even makes it more ludicrous is that the Fed has admitted that they say, listen, we're going to have to buy at least $300 billion in Treasury securities as part of this emergency measures, which makes it so interesting that every time Ben Bernanke says we're out of the woods, then why are we still doing this sort of stuff?
Monetizing our own.
Why are we still doing this? And these are legitimate questions that no one's gotten a real good answer so far.
Yeah, because nobody wants to answer. The Fed doesn't have to answer, and nobody's pressing them on them because they're all in on this game. Tell me, is this a lie or a shell game?
Oh, it's definitely a shell game. There's no doubt about it. That's the only way you can really describe it.
Cleaned. It is now laundered. Okay, so you got it?